Hello and welcome to the second video here on Theme Park Worldwide, where I'm going to be playing Ride Sims 2. You guys seem to really enjoy me operating the monorail at Walt Disney World the other day, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to put out a second video this week playing on Ride Sims 2, and this time looking at a roller coaster. As you can see here, we've got Taron, an Intamin Blitz coaster from Phantasialand in Germany, so we'll get stuck in with that in a moment. Quickly, a bit more on Ride Sims 2. I do explain it all back in episode 1, a bit of history about the site and things, so check that out if you've not seen it, where I operate the monorail. But yeah, Ride Sims 2, we now know it will officially launch in just a couple of days time on the 5th of January 2019. Happy New Year, everyone. But yes, let's go for it and let's operate Taron. I mean, a little look at the overview there of Klugheim. They've put loads of detail into this, all the rocks all the way around. Obviously we can just make out a Chapas down here at the bottom as well. That's the horrible extension queue line, what's not really got any theming around this side. It's just got all plants, and of course you've got all the paths around here. You've got like all the facilities and stuff around this area, and this track just over here, we're not going to be seeing any trains go around today. That's actually from Rake, their Vekoma Junior Boomerang. But yeah, let's have a little look at this simulator and get it in action. We've got a couple of different zooms what we've got there. So that's a zoom in on the station. Obviously there's the onload area, queue line coming in from here. We've got a single rider queue as well, that's just down here. And yeah, like really excited to get this one going. Obviously we've got 4 trains to play with here. Probably put it on 3 initially, get it testing, get the ride open, get the peeps coming in, and then we'll add a 4th train when it gets a bit busier. So yeah, and that's the zoom back out, and we can see all the gate peeps there as well. So let's open up the options, shall we, and have a look. Day and night mode, yeah, we'll leave all that on. Breakdowns, we'll leave them on from the start. Sounds, obviously, yes, we want to hear what sounds we've got. Maybe they've put the dispatch audio in and things. And keyboard commands, that's what we want to go on to. I must say, though, these are fantastic unofficial simulators. The guys behind Ride Sims 2 have done an incredible job. I loved the monorail. I've been playing it quite a lot since, actually. But yeah, here we go then. So dispatch is the space key. That's for both the load and unload area. Obviously, we've got to dispatch the train. If I go back to here, we've got to dispatch the train from once it's unloaded there over here into the onload, but I think the restraints can stay up there because that's what they do on the actual ride. So let's go back. Open gates is the right arrow key, straight forward. Close gates is left. Open the restraints is up. Close restraints down. Manual launch, so we can do a manual if you want to, or you can have it on automatic. That's interesting. We can press the enter key and hold it down. E-stop reset if we need to emergency stop it for any reason, or breakdowns, and of course at the start it's already e-stopped like a real ride would be. So we've got the S key and then the R key that we've got to hold down. So a quick press of the S and then hold the R down. And then single rider add. God, so I actually got to manually add the single riders to the rows. 1, 2, 3 and 4 key, basically because of how the gates are set up. It's classing like 2 rows for each sort of key there, so we'll work that out as we go along. And yeah, there we go. Let's start operating Taron then. So yeah, we'll close that down. And yeah, so we've got to turn the power on first, of course, put the key in. Ba-choom. There we go. And yeah, we've got to reset that E-stop. So if I press the S key, followed by the R key and hold it in. There we are, system resets. We're in. There we are. Right, so what we want to do, let's keep it in maintenance mode. And we've got to turn the blocks on now. So let's have a look. That shows all the different blocks that we've got. There we are. So block A, B, C, D, E, F. Right, okay. So we can turn all the blocks on. 6 different block breaks. So they should now be active. And I'm going to put 2 more trains on. So we'll have to do one first. So if I press add train just here, and then we've got all the different bays. So bay 1, 2 and 3 I assume it is. So let's put on a train from bay 1. If I press that, there we are. We can see the maintenance track just down here making its way down. I'm not having to press anything here, it's doing it all itself. Brings the train forward and then it'll take it back onto the track just there. Awesome. Right, let's send these couple of trains around, then I'll put a 3rd train on as well before we get it open to the public. Right, so what are we doing here? Obviously we've got one there, so if we go into normal mode now, there we are. So we'll open the gates, little test there, make sure that's working, yeah. Then we can press the left arrow to close the gates. And then, was it the down button? There we are for the restraints. You can see down there, if we zoom in a little bit, you can see it in a bit more detail. Yeah, and then that should be ready for a dispatch. Obviously, I'm waiting for the light to come on. There we go. and off it goes. Happy days. Oh, that's nice and easy actually, isn't it? And then we've got to move this train forward, which is the space bar again. There we are. Oh, that's really quite easy to do, isn't it? Then we press the right key. Already this seems like it's much easier than the Walt Disney World monorail. And it does say, I think this is classed as a moderate simulator. There we are, and restraints down. There we are. It's better actually being zoomed in, isn't it? Especially when we're going to have to manage guests. And then we're just waiting for the dispatch up here again now. Obviously, we've got to make sure that the trains are spaced out nicely. And off it goes. Dispatch the train. Right, let's put another train on the system, shall we? So if we change that back to maintenance mode and add train, bay 2. Obviously, them 2 trains are going around the track. Move that on forward. Obviously, we've got the block brakes down at the end just here to stop them coming forward. Hey, off into launch 2. The noise that made. Sorry, that was awful, wasn't it? That was a really bad impression of the launch. Right, and if we go into normal mode again and bring that forward. Right, I'm happy with that. I'm really happy with that actually. Right, let's get it open then. What are we waiting for? Right, let's tell you what. We'll open the queues, and then we'll send this train for a test. So obviously all trains are then at a test. Oh my God, there's people there already. Yeah, crazy. Shut the gates, and all 3 trains have gone around the circuit. Obviously, in reality, you'd probably send the trains round at least 3 times each train. It's waiting for that to dispatch now. That's cleared the second launch, so there we go. Happy days. So if I press up, you can see the restraints have gone up there on the offload. Here we are, people are loading in. Good morning, guys. Welcome to Taron. You got Sean from Theme Park Worldwide operating today. There we go. So that also flashes green when we can dispatch the unload station. And in we go. Right, let's get some guests on, shall we? So, open the air gates. Oh, we've got a single rider queue. You see, I missed out there. I could have put 2 singles on that train. Sorry. Bad throughputs from Sean. Press the down key. Make sure they're all locked in. And that should be ready for a dispatch as soon as it's clear on the track. There we are. Just got to wait for it to come around. Oh, there we go. We're off. It's coming around into its second launch. Well, we'll keep it. Let's keep it zoomed in for a little while just till we get used to it. So here, restraints up. Obviously, there's no one to come off anyway. Here we go. Let's have a look at putting some single riders in, shall we? So that should be ready to move forward now. There we go. Yeah, how did we put some singles in? What did I say? Was it 1, 2, 3, and 4? So what's a row in there? Is it 1 single? There we go. 2. Yeah, that's it. Right, singles are in. Open the gates up. Morning, guys. Welcome to Taron. There we go. Full train now. That's what we want. Shut the gates. Pressing down for the restraints down. Oh, night time now. First night riders. Hey, get ready. Oh, it looks really good in night mode. And dispatch the train. Restraints up on that one. Yeah, we're getting somewhere now. Oh, that looks really nice at night. I like that. And then move the train forward. Just got to wait for that light to come on just there. There we go. This is a lot easier to operate than the monorail. I really like this. You can really get into it. And obviously, as I said back in the first episode, you got all the challenge modes and things for this, which is quite cool. Just filling up them singles. There we are. Open the gates. We're in it quite well. We haven't really got any stacking going on yet, because obviously with having an offload on Taron, that really helps actually. I think a lot of rides should have offloads. There we are. First guests are back. So we can open their restraints. They're getting off. First guests are now off. Just waiting for that and dispatch. There we go. Happy days. And bring that train straight in. Just waiting for that again. You just got to wait for the lights to come on. There we are. And we bring that forward. Running really quite nice now, isn't it? Got a few singles. Why is there no one in the back? That's it. Put 4 singles in then. There we go. That's like the ultimate dream, what you want to happen on a ride, isn't it? You know, when you're waiting in the single rider queue and they think, oh, you know what, the operator or the host, sorry, doesn't want to put loads of people from the main queue or shout back, so they just fill it with single riders, and it's happened to us all before, hasn't it? Restraints down. There we are, and this train's coming back in now on the brakes. This is really nice. I'm hoping it's going to break down at some point soon. I've got the breakdowns turned on and dispatch that. running 3 trains quite consistently now. Main queue's got 16 people in it, so restraints up. Let's get them off. Just the sound of that second launch. There we are. Let's wait to move this one forward. Waiting for that green light. There we go. All guests have now left. That's why it does the delay from what I worked out from the monorail as well. It's just keeping it realistic, isn't it? That you know, the guests have actually got to leave the platform. That's it. We are now loaded on. Shut the gates. You know, once you get into it, it's, you know, you just keep doing it, don't you, and building up your score, really. You've got a score of 186 at the moment. There we are. Just waiting for the dispatch. And off it goes. Enjoy your ride on Taron, folks. Come on, let's have a breakdown. I think what I might do, I'll stop recording and I'll keep playing, and then as soon as we get a breakdown, I'll you know, I'll come back and we'll show you how to deal with that, and we've got to call the mechanic and things. So yeah, I'll carry on playing and I'll come back to you, because at some point it's got to break down. Surely, it is an Intamin after all. Right, here we go then. So I've not actually had a breakdown yet, but I thought I'd show you the ride running on its maximum capacity now. We're on 4 trains, and to be honest, I keep neglecting the single rider queue. I'm concentrating that much on getting the trains out that I keep forgetting the fact that there's now 25 people waiting in that single rider queue. So yeah, like, look at that now. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 empty seats on there, but you know, these things happen, don't they? So yeah, I'm gonna have to clear that. Obviously, you can close the single rider queue if you want to. Like in real life, I mean, looking at that now, there's 82 people in the main queue. Then the single rider queue would be much longer than the main queue, but it does get to that stage anyway sometimes, you know. But I'm going to try now. I'm going to try running it on 4 trains. I'm going to keep making sure that we've got the singles full. So we need some in there in 3, don't we? There we are. Oh, I've just put some in that row as well. You know, it's a lot when you're doing it all yourself. You've got to bear in mind there's a team of, what, 4 people or whatever doing this, 5 maybe, including your on-load. So, you know, you are doing a lot. You know, like obviously here I'm having to shut the restraints, open the restraints, dispatch the trains, fill the bays. You know, I'm doing the job of 4 people here. Oh, there we go, we're back to daytime mode now. So yeah, that's ready for a dispatch. Obviously just waiting for the lights. There we are, and off we go. Right, so let's try and get these seats full now, shall we? Get 2 empty seats on the back of that train. Tell you what, if I was in that single rider queue, I would not be very happy. See, how come they've loaded nobody onto the back? Ah, there we go. So we know that there's, is it 3 spare seats there? Oh no, 2 spare seats. So if I press 4, there we go. Right, open the gates, fill the pens, fill the pens. Yeah, it's good fun though. I'm enjoying doing this. I only was off for about 5 minutes there, just dispatching trains. And I thought, you know what, queue's getting big. Let's put that 4th train on so we can see it run in its full capacity. We'll have a go at the manual launches show in a second as well. I don't really. Can't really remember how to do it, but we'll have a go. Trains are probably going to back up a bit. Considering it's on 4 trains, it's not really stacking because of that offload. You know, you don't want trains stacking down here, you know, which is good. So yeah, you can take your time with it really. It's a very good fun simulator. All the audio is great. The dispatch audio is brilliant. Again, if I press 4 there, get some single riders in the back. There we go. We're getting that queue right down there now, which is good. Yeah, it helps having offloads. Honestly, more coasters should have offload. The Smiler at Alton Towers is one that annoys me really. The fact that that doesn't have an offload. I mean, it annoys me anyway, that coaster, but the fact it hasn't got an offload makes it even worse. Waiting for a dispatch now. Obviously we can't because that's only just launched. Okay, it's crazy, isn't it? Like, especially when you got it on 4 trains, you can really go. You're just waiting really. I mean, it does run 4 trains sometimes, but the real ride, but a lot of the time it doesn't really need to. So there we are, we can put a single down here, look, number 2. So press 2, is it going to let me? Why is it not letting me? Oh, is it number 1? Ah, there we go, I was getting confused there. Yeah, that's it. Because it's row 2, but it's still classed as bay number 1, if that makes sense, like loading area number 1. Shut the gates. Restraints down, restraints up on the offload. Yeah, I really got the hang of this now. Obviously, to keep building your score up, you just keep going with it, don't you? You know, just keep doing it. But yeah, let's have a go at the manual launch. I'm just going to have a look at how we're doing this again, because I can't really remember what it was. So manual launch. Oh, it's just the enter key. Hold it down. So if we switch that onto manual, so I'm gonna have to just hold the enter key. Am I when it gets to here? I assume. How do we know when to launch? I'm not too sure. Shall I hold it now? No? What about now? How do we... I'm not too sure what I'm doing here. I'm holding it. No, I'm really... Oh, there we go. So it's little green. I'm holding the enter key. Nothing. Oh, it's lighting up. There we go. Oh my god, yeah, I don't really recommend doing that as well, especially when you're like trying to get the trains going out. It really takes its time, doesn't it? I mean, yeah, maybe I just wasn't holding it long enough. I didn't even notice at first the fact there was the lights on there. But you know, you've got a lot to be doing anyway, haven't you, when you're running it, especially on 4 trains. But yeah, I don't really think that's you want to be doing that as well. I mean, I'll get the restraints down. Why have we not had a breakdown yet? I thought I'll put it on 4 trains and hope for a breakdown. But here we are, we've got a bit of stacking now. Singles going out. You see, just because I did that manual launch, it's it's put me off. But it's easy to flick it back to auto. You don't need to go into system mode or anything. But yeah, just keep sending the trains out now, I guess, isn't it? That single rider queue, 25 people. Oh my god, crazy. Really want to get this moving now really fast. I'm going to concentrate a lot now and really get these trains moving, and hopefully all full after this one that's got another 2 empty single riders. Honestly, I mean, you know, I know you can turn the single riders off, but it's one of those, isn't it, that you got to keep it realistic. I say that on Taron when we was there the other week, the single riders were closed quite a bit. So that's it, get that train out, move this one in. You can really get it moving quick, you see, when you're concentrating. See, we've got a single there, so that's loading area number 3. 2 singles there, that's it, fill the train. So really, they're not load. My on-load host here isn't doing a good enough job because I'm ready to get them on now. There we go. But there wasn't anybody there, and obviously if I'd have opened the gates, it would have sent empty seats. So, you know, really, my on-load host needs to be doing a better job, really. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much the Taron Simulator. I really want to see a breakdown. I don't think there's going to be too much to it, to be honest. Oh, restraints. Why have we got an error? Oh, it's gone now. Oh, that's a shame. I thought we were going to break down or something then. Dispatch. Right, single for number 1. Single for number 2. Bring that train in. It's just repeating the same process, really, when you get going and then building the score up. You do get used to it really quick, actually. Here we go, we've got it running a lot better now. I mean, if it keeps running like this, trains shouldn't stack now. Like I said, I don't really class trains being on the offload as stacking, to be honest, because that's how you want them, isn't it? Ready to go, ready for that next train to come in. There we are. Just waiting for that. We've got a single in number 1. Really, once you've put the restraints down, before you can dispatch, I mean, I'm waiting for the light to come on now. There we go. Yeah, you want to be checking the bays, really, to make sure that you know, you've got the full bays. I mean, all full trains are going out now, aren't they, really, which is good. See, I can't open the gates because the bays aren't full. Then it'll send empty seats. Come on, fill that last bay. Oh, that's it, I missed a single there, you see. No, see, I'm pressing 4 now, try and bring the single rider in, but it won't let me, unfortunately. Well, I can't believe it, it's a reliable ride, isn't it? You wouldn't think it was an Intermin. There we are. Shut the gates. Don't know why I just opened them again, but you know, get the restraints down. It's alright, we've got no stacking on the brake run yet. Just waiting for the dispatch now. And like I say, we've got a single there for number 2, number 1. Send it out. Single there for number 3. There we are, that's better loading now by the time this train comes in. You don't want to rush too much actually getting them off because you're having to just wait for your on-load host down here. Should we zoom out and just have a little look at it in action like that, shall we? Obviously the problem is when you zoomed out, it's hard to tell if your gates are closed and stuff, isn't it? But we'll have a go. Restraints down, are they? There we are. Ready for a dispatch. Yeah, it's really quite hard, but I like this up here with the lights. You can obviously tell now group 1 needs a single, so I just press 1, there we are, and it fills it up. So that's a lot better zoomed out, but other than that, really I'd recommend being zoomed in on the station area. You know, you want to see it all, don't you, really? It's like, there we are. Why can't I move that train forward now? Because the guests are still on. Yeah, so you do want to be zoomed in on the stage. As much as it's nice to see the coaster going round the rest of it, and this is a good system with the gate peeps, maybe it'd be quite nice if that was up all the time in the corner. Even when you zoomed in, it'd be quite nice if it was just there at the top, even if it was just small, to give you a bit of an idea, to be honest. But yeah, zooming out really distracts you quite a bit. I mean, now, already trains are starting to stack and things. I've missed a single rider. So yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? But anyway, I'll stop recording again. I'll wait for a breakdown. And hopefully if we can get the ride to break down, which is rare that I want to break down, but we do here. We want to see how to reset it. I think it's quite simple from what we look at. And then I'll wrap up this episode. So I've just spent the past 15 minutes or so dispatching trains. We're in a 4-train service on Taron, and yeah, it's been running really well. I've managed to keep all the seats filled, which is good. I did want to make sure that I did. I've not been missing any of the single riders, so it's meant that single rider queue has gone down a little bit, 17 people in there. But yeah, I think that's a lot better, making sure that they're all filled up like they should be, because you can easily get distracted, especially if you're zoomed out. You definitely want to be zoomed in on the station. I mean, there, look, we've got a single for Bay 1, so I'll put them in. Yeah, it's just getting used to it all really, and getting the trains out. But as long as you've not got trains stacking down here, I would say you're doing a good job with this simulator. But yeah, unfortunately, I've only got a score of 3,000, but we've not had a breakdown yet, which is a shame. Because I actually wanted a breakdown, and Intamin that doesn't break down. It's crazy, isn't it? But yeah, I just thought we'd have a little play around, and I've tried doing a few little things, and yeah, we've not managed to get a breakdown, which is a shame. But if I let me just dispatch these off, don't want to keep them holding the station or on the offload. Put their restraints down. Yeah, so if I press up just here on the mechanic button, it tells that I've dispatched 50 trains, I've handled 715 people, 49 auto launches, 1 manual launch that I tried, but it's one of them, isn't it, if you've got time to do it. Will it dispatch the train with that open? Yeah, it will. We've got 4 trains on the circuit and no mechanic call-outs. But from what I'm gathering, if you do have a problem, you just literally press call the mechanic, and then it'll sort of reset it all. And I assume you have to emergency stop it and then just restart it, which was the S and the R key. And yeah, also you need to keep your trains maintained. You can see here, look, some of the wear and tear on some of these trains, especially train 2 is going right down, so you take them off and swap them and things. So yeah, we may as well, let's take a train off. I know we've got a queue, but let's remove a train just so we can have a little idea how we can do that during operation. So obviously you'd leave people stacked on the brake run just there. Not a problem. I have seen that done on rides before. They tend to not do it at some parks, but others do. All depends on their how they operate their rides. There we are, back into normal mode. Obviously the train moves forward by itself. Offload those, and now we're back on 3 trains. So that's nice and easy to do, isn't it, really? Obviously we need to oh, here we go. Oh yes, we've got a breakdown. Yes, we've failed to launch. Right, here we go. This is what we want. So a launch fail. Oh, brilliant. It was like that was planned. Honestly, it really wasn't. So right, what do we do then? My first breakdown on Taron. Call the mechanic. There we are. So I assume that's calling him now, moving across. Does that mean it's fixed? Blocks. Need to turn him back on, do they? Maintenance mode. Blocks, that's it. Block C back on there. I forgot to get into maintenance mode. And is that it? Is the ride back in action? Oh, there we go. So we've had a brilliant. Everything that I wanted to happen has now happened. We've had a breakdown on Taron. Obviously, you can send test trains if you wanted to, or load the trains. We're still in maintenance mode, so let's go back into normal. Oh, there you go. That's how easy it is to fix a breakdown. So you just call the mechanic, and then you want to switch to maintenance mode, and obviously change that back over into normal afterwards. But yeah, you probably want to e-stop the ride as well. I didn't actually press the e-stop at that point, so yeah, you definitely want to e-stop the ride before doing that. That's a bit of a fail on my half there, isn't it? But like I say, these aren't sort of, it's just a bit of a let's play, let's have a little go at it sort of thing. I'm not a professional at it. I know there's some people that have got crazy scores on there, on this game, and yeah, I'm getting addicted to it. I'm sure I'm going to play it a lot more, definitely. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me in this episodes, having a look at Taron. I'll do some more of these. You guys seem to be enjoying them. You like the monorail one. I'll put this on, see how it goes. Probably do Baron 1898 next, or as I've been calling it when I'm in the Netherlands, Baron 1898, which I've been told is nowhere near right, but you know what our pronunciation's like. It's awful. Happy New Year. Thanks again to Ride Sims for letting us have an early preview. This will probably be the last one now until I might do one on the 5th, actually, when do the Baron one on the 5th, maybe, when it gets released to everyone. But yeah, have fun, enjoy the game. Any questions and queries, comment on the videos and I'll try my best to help you guys. Like I said, I'm not a professional at it, but I think I've done all right at getting the trains out. You know, I've done the best I can do really with this simulator. So thanks for joining me, thanks for watching Theme Park Worldwide, and I'll see you in the next video. See you soon.